Hello my wonderful friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sarzana and we are going to be reading some Christmas books. It is the week of Christmas. Today is December 22nd. I am very late with this vlog. I had anticipated reading Christmassy books from like December 1st, but if you watched my previous video, you're going to see how I was consumed by reading the Stormlight Archives books. Wind and Truth did come out, and you guys, I couldn't not read that first. I had to. So alas, here we are. I do have a very ambitious TBR for this vlog. I highly doubt I'm going to be getting to all of these books. However, I just want something fun, Christmassy, something with a happy ending. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry, and I just want like good Christmassy vibes. So I have a few books that I have picked out. I don't really know what many of these books are about. I just saw the cover, I liked it, or I heard good things about it, and so I picked it up. If you watched any of my previous videos before, you will see that I don't really like reading the descriptions of the books. I typically like to go into the books blindly, so we are only going off of vibes here. So let me show you guys the books that I have here in my hands. So the first two books are by Lori Gilmore. We have The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. I know this looks like it's fall. I was supposed to read it during the fall, but I didn't. It's just like a cute little cover. I did read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe last year, and this is the second book in that series, so I don't feel right not reading this and then reading this one. This one is The Christmas Tree Farm, and these just gives us like Stars Hollow vibes. I really enjoyed The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. It was very cute, very low intensity, and I just liked it because it was just so wholesome and cute. So I want to get back into this. This is more like summer, I heard. It's not really fall, even though it like ends in fall, I heard. I want to read this. To get to this, I feel like I have to read this, and I don't really like going out of order when I'm reading series, so we're gonna try to go for these. And then we have A Very Merry Bromance by Lissa K. Adams. I hope I'm saying her first name right, but this cover is just beautiful. I think he likes to read romance novels. Sold. That's all I really need to know. I don't know what else this book is about. I know it's Christmassy, and I know he likes to read romance novels, so I'm sold. I really hope that this is not a part of a series. I probably should have done some research before I put it in this vlog, but here we are. And then next we have How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. This cover is just to die for. I've heard really bad things about this book, but I've also heard really good things about this book, so I want to make that decision for myself. So I picked this up. This is going to be my first Megan Quinn book. I've never read a book by her, so hopefully this is a good one. However, why is it this thick? I'm not really for reading Christmas books that are this thick. It doesn't make sense for it to be this thick if it's a Christmas novel, but whatever. I want to read it. It looks really cute. It looks like a good old time, so we'll see how it is. Next one is The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. This is probably something that, you know, a lot of people have read before. I've heard good things about it, and the cover is just so cute. I love the red with the snowflakes. It's adorable. And then next we have My December Darling by Lauren Asher. I love Lauren Asher. The Dreamland Billionaire series was the first series that I read by her, and it has me hooked. I absolutely love her writing, the relationships that she builds, the plot. It's a fun old time, and this is also very small and very cutesy, and I think this has a doctor involved or something like that. I don't know. I don't care. Look at this cover. I am sold. I love gingerbread houses and building gingerbread houses and just everything, and this is like a cutesy romance. It looks like it's about Catalina and Luke. Not gonna read the back. I almost started to, and I'm going to stop myself because I want to go into it blindly. And I think this is the first one I'm going to be picking up after reading a 1,300 page book like Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. I just want something light and fluffy and quick, just so I don't fall into a slump. And I think this will give me the satisfaction I need of also finishing a book. and having something cutesy to read for this vlog and before Christmas starts. I'm probably going to be extending this video up until after Christmas because Christmas is not over until New Year's hits, baby. So I'm going to start this and I will come back and give you guys an update when I have an update for you. Guys, I just finished my December Darling by Lauren Asher and oh my gosh, I am so happy I picked this up. This is literally what I needed right now. This book is so small and I honestly wanted more out of this novella, but you guys, 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. This holiday novella is so adorable, so wholesome, and it is not her like typical billionaire romances. We have Luke Darling. He is a doctor in a hospital. I think he works in like the ER. Luke's parents aren't really present and he learns to find a family within his friend's circle. Catalina, she is kind of like an ice princess, but she's also misunderstood and Luke wants to do nothing but figure her out, and when he chips away her icy exterior, he gets to understand how beautiful and sweet and shy she is. I just loved their relationship. Their definition of a perfect date was to build a Lego set while watching movies and eating pizza and stuff. Like, are you kidding me? I would love to do something like that any day, and I was able to really connect with the characters in this. It is set up in Lake Wisteria, so it is set in one of Lauren Asher's books. I can't remember which one right now, but if you're familiar with her writing and her books, then this is kind of set in the same town, and it is like a small town romance, and it is just so adorable. I absolutely loved it. I hope that we can get more little novellas from Lauren Asher like this, because this is not her typical writing, but she did an awesome job. This is like an indie book, so I was only able to find it on Amazon. The cover alone is just so beautiful. I love the little details, and as you can see from the spine, it is super thin, super small. It's 232 pages, so it was a really quick read. I literally finished it in 4 hours. I had the best time reading this. I started it last night and I didn't want to stop reading it, but I got really sleepy, so I finished it sort of like in the 50% mark. But oh my gosh, this gave me all the Christmassy feels. It was so adorable. Dr. Darling is definitely Dr. Steamy. I adored this book so much. This is definitely like one of my favorite Christmas books. So the next Christmas book I think I want to pick up is How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I really want to dive into Megan Quinn's writing and I really want to read this book. This cover is just calling to me. So I want to go ahead and start this book. Let's see what a little bit of this is about. I don't really want to go into this blindly because it is like super thick. So in the back it says every Kringle in Kringletown celebrated Christmas a lot, but Coal Black on Whistler Lane unfortunately did not. Okay, so he's like Grinch. As his fellow citizens decorate their quaint town, brimming with carols and glad tidings, Cole wants nothing more than to hibernate the winter away. But his dreary plans are thwarted when his Christmas nemesis, Story Taylor, moves in next door to care for her aunt, Cindy. Immediately, the new neighbor turns his life into a real nightmare before Christmas, especially when she decides to enter the town Christmas Kringle contest in honor of Cindy, and better yet, Story is determined to win. Over Cole's dead body she will. With help from his friend Max, Cole decides to enter the competition as well to beat Story at her own game by pretending that this hometown grump's heart has grown 3 sizes this season and he's fallen for the girl next door. And unfortunately for Story, she has to follow his lead to have a chance at the Christmas Kringle title. But the competition isn't the only thing that heats up. Cole and Story's fake relationship becomes very real, and before they know it, they're attempting to hide it from Aunt Cindy. Things get complicated, the competition gets tough, and all it takes is one single night for someone to steal it all. This sounds pretty cute, but I don't know about the plot taking up this many pages. But the idea of like a competition, like a Christmas competition, sounds really cute. I like the idea of that, and the fact that they have like a fake relationship going. I don't really see how that trickled down, but let's see how this plays out. I am really interested to read this just based on the cover, but based on what I've read in the back, I'm a little iffy, but let's get into it and let's see if I like it or not. I've heard a lot of controversial reviews about this book, so I'm a little bit nervous to go into it, especially because it is kind of a commitment. Let's see how long this book is. Well, shit, it's like 400 pages long. It's almost 500 pages long. Interesting. Well, let's get into it. Let's see if we like it or not. I'm going to start this book and I will give you guys an update when I have an update for you. So a quick reading update. I am still reading How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn, and I am on chapter 10. I'm not very far into this. It's like really cringy. Like some of the stuff the story is saying, it's just Lorelai blurbs. The way Lorelai talks in Gilmore Girls, that's how she talks, but like to a complete extreme. It's like really out of pocket and very cringy. I like Cole so far. He has a valid reason for being upset with her for whatever had occurred 10 years ago. But at the same time, for him to take it to the extent that he's taking it, I think is also a little extreme. I don't really know how I feel about it. I wouldn't say I hate it, but I also wouldn't say I'm loving it. I just feel kind of like meh. And at this point, I don't know if I should continue reading this or if I should pick up The Christmas Fix. It's been kind of eyeing me. Also, A Very Merry Bromance is also calling to me. So I don't know if I want to just like pick one of these up, because this one is like 600 pages. I'm like, for what? For something that I'm also like not really enjoying. I don't know if I should continue it. I kind of want to DNF this. I had really high hopes for this, but it's like giving me way too many cringy feels, and this cover is just so pretty. I wanted to love it, but now I just don't know. I think I'm gonna read a chapter from A Very Merry Bromance, and I'm gonna read a chapter from The Christmas Fix to see if any of them hook me in. I will try to continue reading this, but I might DNF this one because I shouldn't be feeling like this. And I'm in chapter 10. I'm literally on, what page am I in? I'm on page 125 and I'm still kind of like, what the hell is happening? Like last night I read a few chapters that were like making me hilariously laugh. They're pretty funny, but at the same time it's like super cringy and I'm just like, ugh. I might be DNFing this. I am going to give you guys an update later on today or maybe tomorrow. Today is Christmas Eve, so I have some like running around to do and stuff. I will talk to you guys in a little bit and give you a reading update. Hello, reading updates hot off the press. I always wanted to say that. It sounded really stupid though, right? So I did finish How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I gave it 2 stars. I don't even know why I finished it. Like I should have DNF'd it like I told you guys I would, but I needed to like see it through for some reason because I was really hoping that it was gonna get better, and it did. A lot of it was super cringy. Like halfway through it was very cringy, but then towards the end, after Cole told a story about why he was upset with her and what had happened when they were 18, they reconciled and things started to get better between them. It was like a typical Hallmark movie moment in this book. It wasn't bad, but at the same time, maybe it wasn't something I was looking for per se. I did just read a Lauren Asher book and it was super short, and then jumping into like a 500-page romance book. I don't know. But then again, I feel like I should have known that was coming because it's such a long book, and romance books, I tend to not enjoy them as much when they're this long, especially like a Christmas book. Like, how much do you have to say in these, you know? But at the same time, I enjoyed Megan Quinn's writing. It was very funny. It was very immersive. I had a really good time with her writing. I do want to give her other books a try, maybe during the summertime, because it seems like she has like those feel-good vibes. I do like to read romance books that are like feel-good, no stakes kind of situation. So I think I will try to pick up one of her other books. If you guys have read any Megan Quinn books that you loved, go ahead and put that in the comment below for me. And I have another reading update for you. I did start The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I am eating this book up. I literally started it last night and I'm already over 50% of the way through. I don't know what is in this book. And Lucy Score's writing is really good. I didn't realize that I would love it so much. After reading How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, I was like, maybe I'm just not in the mood for Christmassy romance books, but because it is the season, I wanted to give another book a try. I'm really happy I gave this book a chance because it is really good. I really love Catalina, or Cat, and Noah's dynamic. I love how he is like more closed off and shy, and he's a divorced single parent who has a thing for TV stars. Like, he wants to stay away from them, and he feels like everything in their life is kind of fake and it's a facade for them to be able to record it for the public kind of thing. And he has a 12-year-old daughter, and that is a very impressionable age. They live in a little small town. There's a flood that happens that ruins so many homes. The townspeople, they're all chipping in, trying to help one another, but it is around Christmas time, so they're all trying to scrounge up as much funds as they can so they can rebuild and be ready for Christmas. And she is a part of a construction company passed down through her family, and she comes in and she basically forces Noah to agree to let her help him rebuild the town. While she is helping with her construction company, they're also going to be shooting a reality TV show so they can get more funds coming in. I think it's like such a cool thing, and I absolutely love Kat. Her personality is so upbeat. She is so energetic, so positive. You can like really feel her personality. And Noah, how closed off he is, how there has been something that happened in his past that has made him so closed off. And I also love the fact that his divorce with his ex, it's pretty healthy. Like, he has a healthy relationship with his ex. There's nothing kind of toxic in this, and his daughter is very happy. She is a preteen. She is 12 years old, and I have a 12-year-old as well, so I can see a lot of similarities. So I really love being able to see that. There is one thing that I just think, like, as a parent, I just kind of find a little odd, is this 12-year-old is like running around town going by herself from place to place. But then again, I don't really know what the distance and stuff like that is, and I am pretty overprotective, I would say. Everyone has a different way of parenting, so I'm not judging or anything like that. But like, for me, like as a parent, I'm just kind of like, okay, that's a little weird. Why is your daughter going from school to your job? I just thought that that was a little bit weird, but that's just me personally. But yeah, this book is so good. I love how Kat is also interacting with his daughter. His daughter's name is Sarah, and I'm just having such a good time. I love this feel-good vibes, and I love a good single parent romance, and this is definitely giving it to me. I have not been able to put this book down, so I'm gonna get back to it, and I'm really hoping that I can finish this tonight because I don't really have anything else planned, and I'm just having the best time ever. So I'm just gonna keep reading. I will give you guys a reading update when I have one for you. Hi friends, I have a reading update for you. I finished The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I thoroughly enjoyed Lucy Score's writing. I love the characters that was in this little town. I really love how this book like gripped us from like chapter 1, where we have Kat going in to save the town of Mary throughout a flood, and it was intense right away, and it picks up. I really love that it gripped me from the beginning and it synced its hooks inside me. I loved Noah and Kat's relationship. I loved Sarah. Sarah was one of my favorite characters. She's like the smartest 12-year-old. Like I said in my previous clip, it really made me think about my daughter. She's 12 years old. She's very receptive to my feelings. She is one smart cookie and she's so considerate. I saw so much of my daughter in this little girl, and like seeing her sassiness. I loved all of it, and like the whole Parent Trap moment. If you've read this, you know what I'm talking about. It was also so adorable. I just had the best time. This was one of the most perfect Christmas books that I've read. The only book that was like a dud out of the Christmas books that I read this month was How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I think I gave this like 3.5 stars when I finished it last night, and I think I'm gonna keep it at that. It is a reasonable rate, I think. Now that we've talked about the good, let's talk about a little bit of the bad. It's not anything huge, but it just bothered me. I didn't really like how in this little town, this 12-year-old girl was like running around, going from place to place. That just didn't sit right with me. I don't feel like that's very realistic, but then again, everyone parents differently. It didn't feel right to me. I also felt like Noah and Kat's relationship didn't have a lot of depth that I was looking for. And there was also like no yearning. It went from them hating each other to them making out in an alleyway, and then they're realizing that they may feel something other than hate for one another. I just felt like we needed a little bit more, like while they were hating each other. I wish that we had gotten something where the author talked about how they're noticing each other and how they feel other things for each other outside of their anger. There was a small smidge of that, I guess, between like Paige and Kat, and other people like surrounding Noah and Kat were talking about how they may feel something other than hate for one another just because of the way that they were reacting to one another. I would have liked some more internal thoughts as far as how they were wanting each other. I just wanted a little bit more yearning in the beginning. Then a lot of it was very physical, which is fine. Every relationship is different, but I just didn't like how their physical relationship is what triggered them to realize that they have feelings for one another. Sometimes it's done well to the fact where I'm just like, okay, you guys are talking after you have sex and you're communicating with one another, you guys are bonding or whatever. There was like this one scene where she looked at him when they were doing it. She felt like they were like one soul. I get that, but it's like in the beginning, so I don't know. I just felt a little weird about some of that, but overall, it was a really good romance. It was just like some little nitpicky things for me that I just didn't think made sense, or I didn't really like for the way the plot was going. But other than that, it was a solid read. Again, 3.5 stars. In this vlog, we read My December Darling by Lauren Asher. And then How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. And then finally, we read The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I really had a good time doing this vlog. After reading Wind and Truth, I needed to like wind down and read nonsense romance, and I picked out some pretty good romances for this holiday. I love reading like holiday romances around holiday time, or like books that give me vibes for a specific season. And I'm wondering, what did you guys read for the holidays? Did you guys read any holiday romances? Do you prefer to read fantasies or thrillers? What is your go-to around the holiday time? Or do you just like go based off of your mood and read whatever you feel like regardless of the holiday season? Thanks so much for watching my video, and that is it for today. I will see you in the next one. Bye.